now we have our map out. This is the coastline. If you're familiar with Battletech, these maps will be very familiar to you. They have a cloth-like, almost textured feel on the primary side, and then on the reverse side, a high-quality, also textured applique on top. Now, the problem with the second side, it's a minor one, is that the hex edges don't line up. Okay, so you'll have to be aware of that when you're planning your battles. It doesn't really cause that much of a problem. It's just an aesthetics thing. Okay. But the main side, well, that's just beautiful. Okay, let's fast forward a bit and lay out some stuff. Okay, so we're having the tail end of the typhoon right now, so if you hear any thunder or see a flash of lightning, that's what that is. Okay, so inside we have some fiction. We have the Gazetteer for New Airmen, it's the World Primer, and we have a double-sided novella, He Who Merits It, and then on the other side, like a flip book, we have A Monster in the Sky. Okay, so this is fiction, so I'm going to put this aside for now. And this is world and setting information. Right. Maps and marvels yet unseen, it says. And put that aside for now. The Commander's Manual and the Lieutenant's Manual. We've got the Quick Start rules and the Standard rules. So just for that kind of analysis. All right, the Lieutenant's Manual is the easiest way to get into the game. Now, that's a good one. Most people feel that the game really comes to life using the Commander's Manual rules. But you got to start somewhere. Walk before you run, as they say. So let's just put the rules up over here. The game comes with 2 cards to handle the turn order, filling you in on things like initiative and your turn radius and your firing arcs and all that stuff. Okay? And explanations and modifiers. Very simple. Nice. It's a heavy cardstock, also textured. Good stuff. Comes with a series of tokens. This sheet of tokens is for the torpedoes, right? The torpedo launch and torpedo target. And that's self-explanatory, isn't it? There's another sheet which deals with offensive screening and whatnot. We'll look at that another day. The ship cards, we have Leviathan class, or the battleship size ship cards, and then we have everybody else. I kind of like that. Right. Now on the card is everything that you need to know to play the game, and you've seen this before in other videos, so there's no need to rehash it all. So here's a look at the Combat, the Paris class. Right. What type of weaponry it has, crew slots, and that sort of thing. Okay. Okay, so let's finally get the ships out. Can you believe I waited an entire day? I've been really busy. Alright, so this is a large plastic tray. It's held in place with man's best friend, Scotch tape. Some people say duct tape is man's best friend, but I don't agree. Tape all the way around. Okay. There. It's off. Everything's nice and safe and secure. Okay. So like I said before, dreadnoughts all the way, so let's take a look at this. Alright. Now there have been some reports of loose pieces but I see no sign of that on this model. Anyway, we'll take a look at all of them separately. Gorgeous detail. You probably can't see that too well with this camera, but again, you've seen or can see shots elsewhere. But very impressive. Okay. Solid. Doesn't feel at all plasticky. It's a nice solid heft. Right. And then we have the bases, which has hex shape. And everything seems to fit together smoothly. It's very snug. Okay. And we'll put it on the map for the first time. Okay, so in the pack you have 2 hex bases, and you have 4 hex bases, and you have enough, call them stands, I guess, to raise up 3 elevations, okay, for each of the different types of ship. Right? You see, small little knob, or a big thick knob. Who doesn't like that? So, putting your ships together and changing elevations are fast and easy. So, now we've got this ship on its correct base and on a 1 elevation stand, compared to this one on a 2 elevation stand. Okay, and people have mentioned this before, but it is it's just like playing with toys. The turrets actually move. So how about that? All right, let's get them on the map. Okay, because we've got the ships out on the board, let's finish this clip off with just a look at movement. Very quick look. Now, the large ships, the Type 4s, there are 4 types currently in the game, 1, 2, 3, and 4, getting progressively larger in size as the number gets larger. The core box set doesn't really deal with the Type 3s, so neither will I. Looking at movement, the large ships have a 4 hex base, the medium ships have a 3 hex base, and the small ships have a 2 hex base, and it tells you on the card around which hex the ship turns for a facing change, and that's how you do turn modes. Now for movement, each ship is listed with a certain number of movement points, which are down here, and the number of hexes it must enter before it's allowed to turn. So for the Leviathan, the HML Leviathan, it has movement points of 4. Okay, so really, if it's moving forward, it's only going to be able to turn 1 facing. If you don't move in space, let's say, if you don't move forward, you can exchange all of your available movement points to change your facing by 2 or 3 hex sides. You can also spend movement points to side slip, that sort of thing, but we won't look at that in this clip. So anyway, movement would be something like this. If I were spending 4 movement points, I would enter 3 hexes, 1, 2, 3, then rotate around the center hex, 1 facing, and that would be 4, which would place me there. Seems pretty simple.